The future is waiting.
Civilization 7 has released. Hello and welcome to the Critically Curious. I'm the Monk, and today, yes, we are in Civilization 7. This is a first impressions video, and of course that all-important gameplay video, just to kind of give you a general feel about what this game has to offer ahead of my full review. Now, first things first, the biggest bombshell of all: Sean Bean did not come back for Civilization 7. Yes, that's right. He is not narrating Civilization 7. I think that sucks. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into what did happen. Now, for anyone that doesn't know this franchise, I'd be surprised, but this is a 4X strategy game. I think Civilization over the years have really gone down into that 4X mode. They've really tried to make these, big, in-depth, massive strategy games, and of course we do get a chance to get that on console these days as well. I think that's awesome. We need more strategy games on consoles, if you ask me. Now, Civilization have tried to steer away from their usual game a little bit, and they've kind of adopted the Humankind. So anyone that's ever played Humankind, there is a mechanism in that in which you can change your civilization kind of like mid-game. So as you age up, you're able then to change your civilization slightly. It's interesting. I didn't really like Humankind for that in the end when it comes to longevity. Full disclosure, I am only a good few hours into my first actual playthrough at the moment. So when it comes to actually, experiencing too much of that and actually getting a real feel for how that mechanic actually works, I'm going to have to let you know in the full review. Now, Civilization 7 is available on the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the PC. It is rated as a AAA rated game, so it's a full price game, and the base version is $59.99, I believe, depending on, of course, which platform you are buying it on. There are a lot more expensive versions out there than that, though, that do come with, like, future DLCs and current extra expansions as well. I think with Civilization, we all know there will be more civilizations, probably more maps, probably more layers added in the future. So what we get right now is kind of like the base game, and of course there should be a lot more to come in the future. I think you can really tell that from like Civilization 6, how that base game first launched to how it ended up being, post just this game coming out. It's massively different, absolutely massively different. So it'd be interesting to see how this game actually evolves. Now, I think the biggest improvement for me has to be the graphics. This game looks good. Like, I'm playing on the Xbox Series X, and my god, this game looks so good. I'm really kind of like falling in love with all of the character animations, watching my troops like move across the battlefield, all that kind of thing. My city improvements. It just looks really good, and it's nice to see there's so much to look at. Another downside I've seen, however, though, is that it doesn't seem like you can actually play with as many enemy armies as you used to be able to. In fact, the customization part of it seems to have been reduced slightly as well. Also, the map size. Now, at the moment, I think the biggest map size in the game is standard. You can't go bigger than that. There's 3 current map sizes. I'm a little bit disappointed with that because I used to like playing on the absolute massive maps. Talking of maps, also the world. I used to love playing, a true life world, the world map, playing as America, Australia, Europe, whatever it is, and doing true life location. You can't do that this time round. Whether those maps will be added or not, I don't know, but that's a feature that I'm really gutted has been dropped. Again, these are just my first impressions, jumping into this game and kind of like seeing what it has to offer. One thing I do like is the tutorial. The tutorial is really good. Anytime a new mechanic pops up, it does pop up with basic information for it, and then you can open it up in order to get that bigger, better information if you want to do a lot of reading. Another thing I noticed is the narration. Now, obviously, we talked about Sean Bean's not be back, but there is narration throughout the game, and it is, of course, that narration that kind of explains certain things. Maybe a wonder will pop up, or the beginning of your game. Seems to be a lot less of that in this game. I think some people might have thought that there was too much in the last game. I like Sean Bean anyway, so I thought that was kind of cool. But the games load considerably faster. I think that is one of the biggest upturns, is that beforehand a Civ 6 game would take sometimes a long time to actually just load up. Once it loaded up, it was absolutely fine, but it took a long time to load up. However, this game's really quick, like really quick to you pick your leader, you pick your culture and your age, and then boom, you're pretty much in the game 10 seconds later. And I think that's really cool. I think that it definitely took far too long. However, I have disconnected, and this is a brand new game out. Games having bugs on release isn't unusual, but it's still disappointing. Hopefully I don't have too much more of that, especially as I think at the time I was only on a title screen, so I'm not exactly sure what that was about. At the moment, though, not too much seems to have changed. Range units still are range units. At the beginning of this game so far does feel very, very same-ish as Civ 6. There are a few things that have been added in. There are some events that will pop up, which is very new. There's a few decisions that you need to make along the way, which is really cool. Diplomacy seems a little bit easier this time. You do get like an influence kind of bar, and as you tick on, that's kind of like another currency that you can then choose to spend on the other people around the world, or of course the independence as well. The tech tree was something that seems to have changed. Seems to be a lot less of a tech tree at first glance, but I realized that as you go up in the ages, you're going to be unlocking different technologies as well. So given enough time, you're going to have access to all of it, but obviously at the beginning you're only able to see maybe 8 steps ahead of you. One thing that has changed is that you can actually research a technology that you've already researched to unlock a mystery about it. I think that's kind of cool. Like, for instance, I researched writing, and then I could have then researched a mystery about that writing, and then that earned me a little thing as well. Also, another thing that I noticed straight off the bat is that your leader will actually level up and earn attribute points, and then you can then choose to spend that attribute point on certain skills. It's a little bit how governors worked in Civilization 6. So if you did play that game in the end, and you did play the latest version, you got governors, and you could level up your governors. This is kind of exactly like that. A little bit more detailed, a little bit more steps involved. I mean, you're going to have to be playing as your main leader for a very long time. Civ games are very long. All in all, though, I'm having a ball with this game. I need to spend a lot more time in it. I would like to spend some time in multiplayer as well. So I've kind of had to download this on the Xbox S that I've got as well, just so I can get a little multiplayer game in real quick, just so before I go ahead and give that full review, because I love Civilization. I'm really excited to see a brand new one finally launched. I'm excited to see where this game actually goes. One thing that I think is really interesting with the new mechanic of keeping your leader, but changing, say, your people as you go on. So, for instance, I'm the Chinese right now, I believe, or the Huns, actually, sorry. But as I go on, I could then go ahead and be the Egyptians, for instance. I think that's going to be really interesting. Not only mentioned, but you actually build up like a history. So when natural disasters come in, or discovered great works and stuff like that. So it's kind of, you're kind of writing your own story of your empire. So I think when it comes to endgame, it could be really interesting, just kind of recap what your empire did and compare that in different games. So far, I'm excited for this game. A few drawbacks. A few things I was disappointed on, but overall, very positive vibes, and I'm looking forward to playing more. If you have played Civilization 7, please let me know what you think of it down below in the comments. If it's a game you're thinking about picking up, things that you want to know ahead of the review, let me know. We do also have an active and growing Discord, and we'll be trying to cover this game through the coming lifespan of this game. So if you want to join and chat about Civ, then you can find the link for the Discord down in the description of the video. But until next time, I've been a monk who's been critically curious, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.